To Chesty Trains. Dick here from Chestermere in Alberta, Canada. Today was a new episode. Quite a bit of time has flown by. Work kept me busy. My shoulder kept me busy. Physio and all sorts of things. And but time didn't stand still. Things moved along. I got a few new train cars, I got some additions, and I got an update on the ICE4. The ICE4 Climate Saver Klimaschuetzer. I have a bit of a awesome upgrade that one can do to it. And I also added some people in it. I added interior lighting into the train. And by now it's grown to the full length of 12 cars. So I'll show that. And then the other one, other update is I just bought a few new trains, a few new train cars, a couple locomotives that I want to show. And I also did some upgrading on the ICE3 from Piko, the hobby model, and want to show you guys how much of a difference it makes. I think it's great, it looks great, and it's easy to do. And I think that we're just gonna watch the ICE4 just pass by and listen to the new and improved sound, which I'm gonna explain now. So stick with me. And oh yeah, and by the way, thanks for everybody who subscribed. It's now over 170 subscribers, so I don't know, I'm getting a few likes, and I think you guys like what I do, so I'll keep doing it. Thanks for being part of it, and I hope this was the last long break and I can keep making videos every 2 weeks now. So let's jump right into it. Let's look at the ICE4 and the upgrades that I did to it, which are easy to do and everybody can do at home. So here we have the ICE4 come by. And listen to the sound. Pay attention to the sound, because Piko did a fabulous thing. Sound in this car. Sound in this car. Sound in this car. And sound in this car. So Piko has made it possible to put extra speakers in the coaches. I'm going to show you how. So what Piko has done to the coaches, to exactly 3 additional coaches, is they have on the bottom this compartment here. They don't have the lighting symbol on there or ICE4 written on there. That was just me. But you can open up this compartment, and standing myself in the light. Now you can see there's a compartment for a speaker, and when you look here, it's kind of hard to see, but there's 2 soldering points built in right there. That's where you have to solder on speaker wires to add this speaker to it. So this is the speaker for the ICE4, and I thought these speakers were just needed when you convert the analog version to DCC and then put a sound decoder in and put the speaker in. But actually you can add these speakers in 3 cars in the ICE4 in the 12 car unit, and I'm not sure now if they are in parallel or in serial in order to work with the ohms. But the great thing is these speakers, they have the 4 holes in the corners, and they have the soldering points on the back. And I haven't opened this one yet. This is for my IC, for my other ICE4 for the regular one, which I still have to put the speakers in because it only has 1 at this time. So then you have the speaker, which has 2 soldering leads on the back here. You solder it in basically, so when it's upside down, the cables would go straight across. So I basically just laid it on here, soldered the wires to the leads, and then this speaker pops right onto these posts here. There's no screwing needed, no screws needed. You just push it down on those posts and it works awesome. Therefore then, with that speaker, you have a sound in the 3 extra cars. It's loud, as you guys could hear. I don't know how well I mean, in this little room that I'm in, it is way too loud. So I have to actually regulate it down. But it is awesome. I mean, it's now like the real thing, like you're standing in the train station or alongside the track somewhere and the ICE4 passes by and you hear sound from different cars that actually have motors in there. I also upgraded the interior a little bit on the Klimaschuetzer right away. So I put a driver into the cab. I painted the dashboard in gray. The cabinets behind him, kind of tough to see, but they are in the wood color. I colored inside the coaches a little bit more, but I'll show that out of a better perspective here. So here we can see the front portion better, a little bit better. So I made the console on the inside white, where the driver has his hands, and behind him the cabinets are now in the wood color, as well as the front of the dashboard is gray instead of being blue as the rest of the interior. The little chair next to him there, it's in that wood color as well. So basically a little bit more like the original thing, which I did find out that actually this dashboard here in the front should be white as well. It's only the back side of the console where he's looking at that should be dark gray with the black screens then. But that's little details we can still fix. Interior in the coach, again, I did the tables in the wood color, and the racks for the suitcases, where the luggage is, and then of course, you know, there's people in front of the door that might want to get off at the next stop. I also added the black line, the black rubber line, which Piko did not have. They just had it as a white line, just imprinted, but it does stand out quite a bit, just like the seals on the doors. So I just took a black pen and kind of painted or drew it. Next coach, passengers inside, first class coach as well. Another first class coach, passengers in it already. The next coach is the restaurant coach, and here again too. I went by and I did some detail on the kitchen wall. There's some people standing ordering food. The tables are white now. The seats where the people sit are red, just like in real. And then in the compartments again, the seats are blue and the tables are in the wood color. Then comes the second class. This is still one of the coaches that is unfinished. You can see the tables are still in the blue. No passengers inside, so this one is under construction still. This is actually the coach that has. This is actually the coach that has the motor in there. So that's the one of the last ones I have to do. Second class coach here, still empty. Tables are painted. Still empty. And here we have some passengers in the coaches. Passengers in the coaches. Again, passengers in the coaches. Tables are painted. This one here is finished with passengers and painted tables, as well as the last coach, the steering coach. And in this steering coach as well, I did already the interior, just so it's ready to go since I had it open anyways. So that's my new ICE4 Climate Saver Klimaschuetzer on my layout. Let's jump to the other new stuff. Yeah, one of the additions to my collection is this Class 44 Markland Hamel. Hamel for being for two rail. DC systems made by Markland. Today they don't do that anymore because they have tricks now. So this locomotive is already quite old. Item number is 38880. And it's beautiful. It looks beautiful. It has great detail. Very solid locomotive, very heavy. Has the Markland Hamel motor in there. Unfortunately, it's still 3-pole. But that won't be one of the projects I have here for the near future, is making this digital. To this locomotive, the way I got it was in my uncle's apartment block in Germany. There's an older lady living there. Her husband died a few years back. He used to work for the German train company as a locomotive engineer, as a driver. And actually, when he did his apprenticeship and did his locomotive engineering, this was one of the locomotives that he actually was driving in Germany, and back in the 60s and 70s. And yeah, he found this model. Had the exact same running number as the one he was on, and so he bought it and put it on a little track into his showcase cabinet at home. The locomotive has never run on track, has never been tested, never been used. It basically was just sitting in a glass cabinet to be looked at and reminding him of his career and of the old days when he was driving steam engines. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago. His wife did not know what to do with it. You know, asked my uncle, and so then packaged it up and sent it to me in Canada. And now it'll get a DCC decoder with sound. There's lots of room in the coal car and the tender to put DCC sound in there, a decent ESU decoder or something like that. And in a few weeks, when I get a DCC decoder for it and put it in, then I'll show it to you in front of some, probably, you know, like coal cars, or maybe some ore cars, right? Could pull a heavy ore train, like that's what they used to do, those engines. Yeah, that's one other add-on is this Brava diesel locomotive. This one is with sound. It's been a little bit yeah, a little bit weathered to make it look a little bit better. Class 290 of the Deutsche Bundesbahn. This would be era 4, maybe even reaching into era 5. You know, they still in use today, the Class 290, as a heavy, as a shunting locomotive. Yeah, heavy shunting locomotive. And this one has sound as well, is sound built in. A friend of mine didn't like it too much when he had it on his layout, so he decided to trade me for it. And so now it's on my layout, and you know, we'll probably see it run one of these days. But very nice locomotive. Brava did a great job on the detail on this locomotive. So yeah, we'll have a closer look another day. And here's something else I wanted to show you guys. Like I've pointed this out before to you guys. I have the ICE3s from Piko. This one being the latest version, the Climate Saver in the ICE3. But because they're the hobby version, they have this area on the roof where the pantograph is, and you know, it's bright red on, you know, white body, not very prototypical. So basically I went by and in the time I had, and I took one of these coaches, and I basically just took some light gray paint or gray paint, and took all the isolators off, took the lines off, took the pantograph off, which is fairly easy to do from the inside, and I basically just painted this up in the gray, including the pantograph. It's a little stiff right now, but I think it looks way different already. I mean, there's still some red paint shining through, which I don't think is too bad, because it'll probably look like a little bit of weathering, and from far away it's not even visible, but I thought it makes a great difference on the appearance of this hobby coach. Like when you compare it to, you know, the detail on the ICE4 and the colors on the ICE4 obviously are much more prototypical, much more complete, much better. But you know, we're talking here starter set ICE €150 over Piko ICE4 4-unit set with digital DCC in there. So I think somewhere around the $700. So you would expect a little bit more detail on that, obviously. But just to show you guys, I mean, it's literally like a 15-minute job with a little bit of gray paint, making the appearance like this. One thing I wanted to try was these pantographs. Is the Fleischmann pantographs from the ICE3 are actually not too expensive as a spare part. I think around 15-16 euros from Fleischmann or from Roku spare parts. And I wanted to see if I can maybe order a couple of them up and try them out to put them on these Piko ICs and see how they look. Maybe it'll look a little bit more like, yeah, how should I say, to scale, because it's just built out of wire, and it's a little bit more prototypical than these guys. But overall, in general, I think you know, when we get to this distance, I think it looks actually pretty good. I'm happy with it, and I will do it to all the other coaches, which, you know, is a lot, because I think I have in total 4 ICE3s from Piko. So there's a little bit extra work for me for the near future. But besides that, I think that's pretty much it for the update today. Thank you all for being here, and we'll have a look what we can do in the next video. I think I might just show you guys some more of the engines. There's another one peeking out of the engine shed. Actually, that's a new addition as well, but we'll go to that next time. For now, I say to everybody, very Merry Christmas. Be safe, spend some time with family, and enjoy the holidays as much as you can. And see you next time. Dirk from Chesty Trains. Bye-bye.